All right, hello. We're going to be reviewing Victoria's heart rate variability assessment at our last appointment. This is a really exciting scan and really shows us and tells us how good Victoria really is doing and functioning. And what this test is looking at is two different things. We're measuring how much her neurological reserve is and what her balance is between her sympathetic stress response and her parasympathetic stress response. So our sympathetic stress response is our flight or fight response, and then parasympathetic is rest and digest. So we can view sympathetic as gas pedal down all the time. Parasympathetic is that rest and digest, which is our brake pedal. So our body needs to have a balance between both of those in order for us to function really well. And what can happen is a lot of times we have those physical, chemical, emotional stresses over life, and that can cause us to be in too much of a sympathetic dominant state or a parasympathetic dominant state, which over time can really harm us. So with Victoria's assessment here, what we can see is the center line represents is plotted at 100 and represents a good balance between both. Victoria's plotting extremely well, very close to that center line. So despite all the trauma that's happened to her and her traumatic brain injury, her stress response is doing extremely well, and she has great balance between both. And that's the goal with her chiropractic care, is to make sure that she is residing in that state of balance. And then the second component is her reserve. So how high is her capacity to handle a lot of those stresses? So we have a couple different colors here. The green zone represents a high reserve, and then yellow is lower, orange low, red very low. So Victoria has really had a great scan. She's just outside of this green zone, so she has a high reserve to handle those stresses in her life. So really excellent scan here overall. Extremely happy with this, and the fact that she is in this zone really just shows me and tells me how incredible her body is doing and how well her nervous system is functioning, despite a lot of the traumas that she's experienced in her life. So really excellent heart rate variability scan here for Victoria.
Thank you, Dr. Dan.
You're very welcome.